I'll be right back. Hang on. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Wait. I'll be back. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Ta-da! I'm a puppet. How cool is that? Hi. Hello. I even made arms. I made arms. Look at this. Okay. So I was on TikTok, like I am every day. And I saw this picture, this one right here. This is Wally, and he is part of Welcome Home, this missing kids show, like this missing Muppets show, like this kids show, and the love and care and time that was put into this is just gorgeous. Look at this. Okay, hang. With a hop, skip, and a jump, you are ushered into the colourful, serendipitous world of Welcome Home. It only takes one stroll down the neighbourhood to know this is just the nicest little place you've ever seen. It is. Watch Wally and his colourful array of friendly neighbours learn about the vibrant world around them and take part in nonsensical fun. Cute. Welcome to Welcome Home website. Feel free to explore our humble homepage and learn more about a puppet show now lost to obscurity. Thank you for visiting. So it's all about them archiving this puppet show that has gone missing. After it got cancelled or the show ended, all the stuff went missing with it. Welcome home, neighbour. We'd like to wish you all a happy Mail in Time Day. Always remember to love your... Why is the Y floating? Little Y? Oh. Your fellow neighbour, and remind them that you care with a heart-shaped card or even a nice homemade cookie. We know Eddie would appreciate you spreading the love. We are also happy to announce a very exciting collaboration with known museum creator, question answerer, to help spread the world of Welcome Home's existence. Head down to the news page to find out more. Oh, cute. What's this? 5,025,286. Is that how many people have been here? Can't click it, that's okay. News. The talent that went into this. Look at that. And there's a bug. There's a little bug. As the exclamation point. Oh, sorry. Lots of love, neighbours. We hope everyone in this humble home of ours has had a wonderful month. Love is in the air, or so they say, and we have managed to uncover additional cards from what we believe to be a previously unsold pack of Welcome Home Valentine's Day cards. Cute! So this website was put together by someone who is looking to, like I said, archive this missing show, and they're like finding books and toys and cards and stuff, and when they do, they put it up here to tell you about it. What's this? We're happy to announce how positive the feedback has been on our new updated website. Hundreds of page views and more guest signatures is something to really say. That's what I want to do. I want to sign the guest book. Okay. We hope in the coming months to continue our restoration processes and share them with all of you. A few new items we have just uncovered in the recent months are the additions of the main cast family members. How exciting. Julie's siblings, Jonesy, B, and Franny are a few examples. A couple of cool cats who bloom just as brightly as Julie herself. I'm guessing Julie is the little blonde Muppet there with the nose that looks like what are they called? A BB. Yeah, they're these chocolates and they come in different flavors. They're all little balls. They're really nice. Although their faces suggest they don't all share a cheerful disposition. Very funny, for all joyful. Barnaby's mother. Ah, oh, okay, so they must have found more, more puppets that were in the show. Let's see the neighborhood. Hello? Oh, cute. Post office, Howdy's place, little dog house. Can I? Ah! Okay, Barnaby. A goofy layabout with a love for jokes. Barnaby B. Beagle. Oh, cute! You remind me of Blue's Clues a little bit. Is welcome home's funniest neighbor. Always ready with a joke on hand or even a silly observation, this big blue beagle always knows how to have fun, much to the dismay of some of the grumpier residents. Barney B. Beagle was the resident joker who left his life on a farm to move to home, of which he joked as being the big city. Illustrated books noted he was an orphaned puppy that was adopted by the chicken that crossed the road. Comically named Miss Beagle. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, didn't it mention a mum in the last page, which proved as motivation to be an entertainer. Similar sources noted Barnaby being able to perform a gaggle of tricks such as juggling, balancing on a ball, and steadying large objects on the tip of his nose. Wally was often depicted alongside him, and illustrated pages noted that they were best friends multiple times. Examples include skits in which Wally would typically paint Barnaby in silly poses or where Wally needed to learn something new. They also shared characteristics with one another, such as a color palette, hearts on the soles of their feet, and similarly designed outfits. Huh. Oh yeah, his paws do have hearts. Many of Barnaby's segments are akin to stand-up, often being met with booing, clapping, or having things thrown at him by the fellow neighbors. Why would the neighbors throw things at him? Barnaby's middle initial was often rotated in terms of what it stood for. Old scripts cited that he had claimed it stood for blue, bark, bite, and buddy. It is assumed that they're all incorrect. Within some illustrated materials, Barnaby is depicted with a tobacco pipe. Barnaby's puppet was rotated between a live hand puppet and a walk-around puppet, typically to keep him in frame with his much shorter neighbors. Okay. What else we got? Yeah. Frank. Arguably the smartest neighbor in Welcome Home, Frank Frankly, is the resident bookworm with an expertise on butterflies. Despite being the grumpiest and greyest of his colourful cavalcade of neighbours, it's good to have someone so organised and matter-of-fact amidst the bunch. After all, he enjoys being Frank, even if it means being Frank. Whatever that means, he is Julie's best friend. Frank does not have any known information regarding his origins prior to moving into home when compared to the others. However, there are still notable attributes that have been uncovered. Cool. Frank was often depicted with a book or butterfly net. Cute! Since butterflies were seemingly his focus, he was also a source of information for the other neighbors when an answer to a question was needed, as noted in old scripts, but it would often be discredited for comedic effect. Frank would be partnered with Julie as the straight man in various skits, merchandise, and advertising, and in the song The Fun in Your Frown, no track found, in the show itself, the puppet appeared with a fixed frown on his face. But in illustrated material, Frank often had more complex expressions. Yeah, so it's like Bert and Ernie. In the show, but in illustrated material, Frank often had more complex expressions. Any concept work surrounding Frank's puppet could not be uncovered, but there is evidence that has revealed that his head could be fully rotated. Is this Julie? Yeah, Julie. Undoubtedly the cheeriest neighbour and puppet could ask for, Julie Joyful is Welcome Home's happiest resident amidst such a rainbow of brightly coloured neighbours. That's really saying something. Upbeat, silly, and always ready to play with her friends, there's never a boring day in Welcome Home. While she's around, she is Frank's best friend. According to uncovered scripts, Julie was a rainbow monster that was said to have come from deep within the forest that surrounded the outskirts of home. She lived with her family in a cave but sought out a life of her own and moved away. I like her stockings. Many of her skits and activities centered around playing games, whether they were as familiar as jump rope and hopscotch or simply made up on a whim. She was often depicted with Frank as a comedic foil, and merchandise and advertising, and in the song The Fun in Your Frown, again, no track found. Recent evidence has revealed that Julie's family consisted of 3 siblings who were also rainbow monsters but with greatly different colour palettes. Their names were Bee, Franny, and Jonesy, but they do not appear to have lived in home alongside her. There was also a prevalent theme of flowers. This can be seen with Julie herself looking like an open flower from above, and illustrations that would reveal her speaking to flowers to make them bloom. Cute! Oh, Sally. There's someone in a mall that you look related to. The most rambunctious resident in Welcome Home, Sally Starlet, shines above the rest. She's a firecracker who is willing to let her imagination run wild in the name of a new adventure, albeit at the occasional expense of her more cautious neighbours. Thankfully, she's got a good head on her shoulders, and perhaps one could even say a sunny disposition to match. According to an uncovered script, Sally had once been the brightest star in the sky, even more than those that surrounded her. However, upon looking down at the nearby celestial body from her spot, she knew there were still places she had yet to truly shine and fall from above as a shooting star. She has seemingly accomplished her aspired stardom, as there are only 9 visible neighbours in home, all of whom know her. Sally was often focused as aspects of the theatre, such as acting or singing, which she felt was more than well versed at from being a star. Because of this, many of her segments often consisted of the entire ensemble of neighbours, with her playing the role of the director. The residents would act stories out on the stage, either of the viewer or the other neighbours, would be displayed in the show as story time segments. Many were focused on fairy tales with an abnormal turn, either at Sally's will or her expense, typically through Barnaby's presence and desire to entertain. Concept artwork revealed that Sally was a live hand puppet, but required an additional hand to help move her head, and it was much larger than other puppets. Yeah, because she's a star. Got a big star. This one. Poppy! Poppy's a chicken! Perhaps the most frantic, frazzled, and feathered neighbour in Welcome Home, Poppy Partridge, I thought you were a chicken, is the resident chicken. You are a chicken. So to speak. From a sprained beak to sunburnt feathers, as she always thinks about the worst outcome of a pleasant situation. You are the hypochondriac of the town. Then again, it never hurts to have a neighbour with a band-aid on hand. Old scripts outline that Poppy had lived with her family in a nest that had been tucked away in a tree hollow deep within the forest, but that she would eventually outgrow it to a staggering degree. She would move into an empty barn in home, which she would give a bird's touch. Poppy insisted she could fly in some iterations of her dialogue, most notably in her journey to home, but there was no evidence of this though. on the show's run. It is also not clear what kind of bird she is, as she has stated she is a bit of a flamingo on her father's side and a bit of a hen on her mother's side. She has also noted it's hard to keep track of a family tree. A lot of birds fit in a tree, you know. Poppy's puppet is a walk-around puppet that concept work noted that stood around 8 feet tall, but photographs surrounding her height have yet to be uncovered. Poppy has rarely seen outside of her barn, typically being visited by neighbours instead. Many of her segments focused on baking, although she has been shown knitting, but she did not have a live hand counterpart, so the other puppets were often doing her work for her in various skits. Illustrations noted some possible assistants were Frank, Eddie, Howdy, and Sally. Within the context of the show, this was because she was too scared to use appliances. Oh, Eddie. Reliable, kind, and ever-determined Eddie Dear is the best mailman welcome Eddie Dear home has ever had, albeit the only one. Despite being a bit of a clumsy and forgetful fellow, Eddie loves his job and always manages to deliver everyone's mail right on schedule. Eddie was a mail carrier who moved into home from a distant town in order to establish a post office here, that of which was known as Eddie's Post Office. Despite having a written origin, Eddie had never stated the correct name of where he came from, though throughout the show's run. The running joke often had him stating a place that did not exist, followed by an admission to misremembering a place that he delivered to, opposed to a place he lived. Eddie's segments would often focus on the arts and craft projects he would teach the other residents, which typically kept him behind the post office countertop. Uncovered printed material focused on preparing mail correctly, whether it was letters or parcels. Eddie would frequently be found in the neighborhood itself, often paired with a mail bag or a prop to be delivered. He would also become actively involved in skits involving the other neighbors, usually through providing solutions to other problems through labor. Unlike Howdy's place, Eddie's post office did not require compensation for its services. Home residents could come and go as they pleased before the day would end. Illustrated pages also noted that Eddie had a mother who was a mail carrier, but she was not given a name and only vaguely mentioned. Howdy. Oh, I like Howdy. Howdy Pillar. Oh, he's a caterpillar. Howdy Pillar is Welcome Home's friendliest and happiest shopkeeper. The colourful caterpillar knows his store like the back of his hands, which is impressive considering how many hands he has. Charismatic, quick-witted, and remarkably jolly, Howdy always seems to have whatever the neighbours need with a price that just can't be beat. Howdy was a small town and small-time caterpillar who wanted to start his own business, of which he accomplished in home as a much larger caterpillar. His bodega was named Howdy's Place and alternately known as what? Budgiga? But I don't know. But Barnaby, of which he is their most loyal customer. Howdy was said to have originated from an apple core in a tree alongside his plentiful brothers and sisters, many of whom Howdy would offhandedly mention a plethora of by name throughout the show's run. Illustrated material typically depicted Howdy standing behind the counter of the bodega and at the open window along the side, especially when he was a part of a skit with other residents. Howdy is rarely seen in the neighborhood sets beyond special occasions, with one of the only other instances being to visit and deliver goods to Poppy himself. Howdy would offer exchange goods for funny jokes, silly observations, $1 ideas, and unique gadgets. Noted formerly as being his favorite customer, Barnaby would often appear regularly at Howdy's Place. He would supply Howdy with a daily laugh in exchange for a hot dog. As such, old scripts would provide strange lingo to describe the various ways Howdy would prepare his hot dogs, such as paint a bow wow red and yellow in the winter and make sure it's got legs. Or a full house with a couple of bloodhounds. Howdy's puppet was rotated between a live hand puppet and a walk-around puppet in order to keep him in frame with his fellow residents. Okay. Oh, he's got feelers! That's so cute. The art in this, it makes me feel like I'm reading one of those Sesame Street golden books. I'm sure I have a few around here. And this one, oh, this one's got eyes. Hello. Wally. Hi, Wally. You and me both got blue hair. Wally Darling is the friendliest neighbor in Welcome Home. Oh, no, sorry, his name is Deer. I'm thinking of Eddie Deer, sorry. Wally Darling is the friendliest neighbor in Welcome Home, perhaps even the best painter too. With a smile like his, it's hard to disagree. Always eager to make new friends and show them around the neighborhood, Wally is happy to lend a hand. But you knew that already, didn't you? Wally is the most prominent character in Welcome Home, as he is often the focus of merchandising, advertising, and is present in every episode and book. His segments were focused on drawing and painting with viewers. Barnaby was often depicted alongside him. Illustrated pages note that they were best friends multiple times. Most notably, scenarios where Wally and the viewer are learning something new. They also share similar characteristics like heart shapes on the soles of their shoes and paws, of which only Barnaby has the latter. Yeah, because he has paws. A notable characteristic of Wally is his house, named Home. Home is regarded as the ninth neighbor, but seemingly cannot speak, as illustrations show Home speaking only in onomatopoeias, creaks, squeaks, and bangs. Oh, okay, so, casita. Hola, casita. Hola, home. Sources say, however, that the puppet's eyes could move through a hand crank on the other side of the prop facing away from the camera. Additionally, its doors, chimneys, and windows were supposedly very animated during episodes. It is implied that Home is the most lively house within the neighborhood, as none of the other houses seem to have eyes. No, only house has eyes. Oh, goodbye. Wait. Go back. Go back. Goodbye? Why does his say goodbye? Alright.